I was talking about Conficker just a little while ago, and there's a few companies that have got together to actually band together against Conficker. This is the growth of Conficker just in the first 15 days of this year. On the left-hand side is a number of unique IP addresses that actually got infected by Conficker. And on the right hand, on the x-axis is the timeline. And you can see that that's one heck of a curve. There are reports that say that Conficker might actually be the second fastest growing worm of all time. The interesting thing about Conficker isn't just that it's growing this fast. The interesting thing about it is that every day that botnet goes and checks about 250 domain names, and any one of those domain names can be used to send the entire botnet a command that it can go and execute. It's not happened yet, but think about it: 250 domain names. And that is spread, right now I think it's spread among 8 or 9 top-level domains. And all of those domain registries have gotten together and are taking concerted action along with security researchers, security companies, Microsoft, other folks. But this is today with Conficker. Son of Conficker, the child of Conficker could be far greater. They could go and decide to register domain names in every single registry that exists inside APTLD as an example. And you got quite a few. Now, what they're depending upon is that you're not all organized. We are all not organized to communicate with each other and to say, hey, we have a problem. We're seeing, how do we take down a domain name? What kind of policy? We don't have uniform policies necessarily to even identify a threat, much less to know what to do when this thing happens. In the case of Conficker, there is a little coalition that got formed, and we're taking more or less common action, but that's at this point ad hoc. If there is in my opinion, the children of Conficker could easily be, instead of 250 domain names and 6 or 7 TLDs, it could easily be 250,000 domain names a day. And it could quite easily be 200 TLDs, right? And that just makes if that were to happen, the internet as we know it could get put on hold, right? Because a botnet of this size can do some significant damage, mounting any kind of attack would not be hard to do, and combating it would be difficult.